Hello, hello. How are we doing? Should be live right about now. In fact, I am. Look at that. Give me a second. I have a YouTube video that I'm gonna be watching YouTube today on the side instead of playing music, because I feel like my attention span has been wavering. As I've been doing more shiny hunts, so I'm gonna have something else to distract myself. But just gonna play it real quick to make sure it doesn't cut into the stream. Okay. It's playing. Well, I mean, it's been playing for like 5, 10 seconds. You guys hear any of that? Okay, you can hear it briefly, but it's not like okay, it's not that bad. Let's turn it down a little bit. That should be good. Alrighty. How we doing, guys? We're back. We're hunting Suicune. We're hoping for some luck, but I don't foresee it, which is okay. But at the very least, we're gonna make a dent today. And yeah, that's about it. I will say, in about 30 minutes, I'm going to take a brief pause to do some laundry. It will literally take like 2 seconds. I didn't put too much in the laundry, but just letting you know. If you hear like an alarm go off on my phone, that's what that is. Anyways, I've got my counter up. I've got my YouTube video on the side, so you know, keep me entertained like the iPad kid I am. We're sped up this time, I believe. Yep, sorry, my chair's really squeaky. I don't know why. And yeah. I have my counter up. I think I said that already. We're starting at 500 encounters today. We're going to go until Suicune shines, or I think 1200-ish is about when I'll end, but I'm going to end in about 2.5 hours, however many encounters I get then. So, yeah. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, we're doing this. Nice. I don't know what that means, but because I haven't played Tales of Snoria, but that sounds cool. Oh damn, I just watched somebody get a shiny uncatchable Zigzagoon in Pokemon Ruby. That sucks. Oh, Emerald, sorry. Pokemon Emerald. I think if I ever did do another shiny only run again, which as I've said many times, would not be for a while, I would do it in a Gen 3 game. Probably not Emerald, because the way that shinies work at Emerald are really weird, but probably in Ruby or Sapphire I would do it in. And I think it would be fun to do a shiny only run on that and those games, because again, there's a chance that when I'm shiny hunting the starter, that the freaking Zigzagoon or Poochyena is gonna shine instead, which that would suck. Oh, you know, in Pokemon Brick Bronze, there was a lot of different Magikarp. Yes, I know there was like a Rayquaza one. Oh, is that what you're referring to? Is that basically like the Tales of Snoria version of that? That's cool. Why do I feel like my mouse keeps traveling to that screen. I try to move it off of that screen so that it's not in the way. Already through our first 15 encounters of the stream. Yeah, the pace on this is definitely not too shabby, to say the least. I think we're averaging about 5 a minute-ish, about that much. It's pretty good. Catch all of them, you can basically level up your Pokemon to the max. Okay, that's interesting. Kind of like the Goppies in Lumion Legacy as well. Cool. This guy went 36K for a shiny. Oh. God, that scares me. I was searching up, I didn't watch any of them, but I searched up people, like YouTube videos of the same hunt that I'm doing right now, this Suicune. Seeing how long people went for it. And I saw one dude went to like, I think 37,000. If that happens to me, dude. It also gives shinies. Okay, that's cool. You don't think you can count that high? Well, if I get to there, we're gonna learn together. Ever thought about getting a job? Nah. No, I'm kidding. Probably over the summer I will. Frauds. What's up, bro? Oh, that's not right. Once to Loserville, they got a statue of you? Alright, bro. Alright, bro. Haven't seen me for a whole semester. All of a sudden, you're talking crazy, dude. That's wild. It's my friend from college, by the way, Nick. He's not like a troll. Don't worry about it. How you been, bro? What's your... actually, I'm not gonna ask that on stream. I don't know this guy, he's lying. Okay. Marketing campaign for video games. I'm a video editor. That sounds awesome, dude. That's sick. Making any good money doing that? Me, bro, I've just been chilling. Just been focusing on school, going to the gym, streaming more. Probably gonna get a job over the summer. All that good stuff. I already made my schedule for next semester. It's pretty good. Send it. I will. Probably if I remember. I'm gonna take like a little break in like 20 minutes to go do my laundry, and I'll send it to you then. Almost through our first 50 encounters of the stream. It's not bad. As far as soft reset hunts could have gone, this is actually pretty forgiving. It's about, I think it took literally 10 minutes for, yeah, it's about 5, I'm doing the math right, it's about 5 resets per minute. It's not bad. Send me your schedule too, though, bro, because the schedule you had this semester was crazy. I gotta play ping pong with you again, bro. I gotta beat your ass again in ping pong. Alright, triple fives, triple fives. Five, 7. Nope. God dang it. I can't freaking type. So bad. If we keep up good pace, and assuming I stream later tonight as well, might be able to hit 2K before I go to school for the week, which would be a good stopping point for me to pick this up next weekend. I think it's still so crazy that I'm already at the I mean, I thought Ho was going to be the last time that I did this one, but I think it's crazy that I'm not doing Ho right now. Even if I do, like, I think theoretically if I did 10 more shiny only runs, even if the Suicune goes to like double odds, I think if I did 10 more of these runs, I still don't think I'm gonna get a hunt luckier than that Ho. The shade on that Suicune looked a little light when it was going across the screen for a second. I started tweaking, but turns out I was literally just tweaking. I gotta think of good names for this when I get it. I gotta think of good names. Alright, I mean that could be a good one. Ooh. That could be a cool one. I have a couple ideas for this. Yeah, I have a couple too. Drop yours, and I mean, I'll see. Because I have a couple good ones that I really like already. I'm not sure what that's a reference to. Almost at the first 100. Tsunami's a good one. I was thinking of some name that had to do with like water or something. I was thinking like Poseidon maybe. Like God of the Sea. That could be cool. I could just be basic and name it Aqua, but nah. I was thinking Ariel maybe because of like the Little Mermaid. I also think that Suicune's a little bit more feminine. Tundra was also one I was thinking of, but which I think is a cool name, but it's not an ice type. It's an icy blue color though, which is why I would consider it. But I think Tsunami actually might be my favorite one. Favorite idea that's been thrown out so far. I like Tsunami. It's also a decent androgynous name. Like it could work for either gender. Aurora is really good. I think it literally has a move called Aurora Beam. Okay, now I'm thinking between Tsunami and Aurora. Those are good names. You cooked harder than I did, I'll admit. I think I'm gonna consider those two. What was my starter? I think I chose the fire type one. I don't even remember what it looked like or what it even resembled, but I believe I chose the fire type one. Oh, it was a snake. That's right. It looked a little bit like Sizzlipede, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I was changing YouTube videos. Also, the reason I have a theory that this Suicune is gonna go long is because the only shiny I've had so far that was over odds was Bill's Eevee. Which is a dog-like Pokemon, and not only that, this Suicune has some sort of correlation to Bill, in the sense that this spawn is right next to Bill's house. So I feel like anything associated with Bill and is sort of dog-like, if it happened to Eevee, it might happen to Suicune. Nice, by the way, Nick. At this point, we've already doubled the amount of encounters that Ho-Oh took. Alright, at encounter 660, I'm gonna take a pause to do my laundry. Almost just hit run. I got so used to doing wild encounters that my brain almost reverted to running from this weekend and trying to re-encounter it, which is not how that works. Alright. I'll leave it on screen. I'm not going to look until I come back, so you guys will see if it's shiny. Yeah, I'm going to take a brief break as soon as this encounter goes. This will be encounter number 660. Alright. I will be right back. Alright, we're back. I just saw it, by the way. That looks really cool. Alright, we're good. I just needed to transfer it to the... what's it called? The dryer, so... Alrighty, let's continue. We didn't get a shiny, so we gotta keep going now. Just gotta get comfortable with it at this point. But I will say it's definitely hard to sit still for this hunt, knowing that if I just got lucky one more time, like literally one last time, which I know is not gonna happen, but if it did happen, like I could just finish this game, like I'd be done. Knowing my luck though, I think I've bitten more off than I can chew. I feel like this is gonna make up for a lot of the luck I got. This will be so cool when I get this weekend because there will be literally 2 shiny legendaries on the screen at the same time. 2 shiny Gen 2 legendaries. 700. There we go. There's one that looks like a Butterfree. That's pretty cool. That thing looks like a little bit like Volcarona. Like when you showed me it, it reminded me a little bit of Volcarona. Yeah, I think in terms of numbers, I believe 1250 is the amount of encounters I will get to, roughly. I think that's what I'm gonna get to. If I had to guess. I just can't wait to see Yusin's face when he sees the frickin' shiny Suicune. He's gonna want to kill me. Looks like we're finally getting back to 4 digits. Looks like it's finally gonna get back there. Oh, loved me too much that it, it couldn't make me wait even to halfway to 4 digits, but, Suicune's gonna make me work. Suicune's gonna make me work, for sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these encounters are even faster than what the Ho was doing, but I barely even remember the pace of the Ho because of how lucky I got. Didn't even have enough time to really gauge how long the encounters were taking because it didn't take that many encounters. Yeah, I had so many people on freaking, well, not so many, but I had a couple people on like TikTok and like YouTube telling me about their freaking shiny hunts that took so long, or like shiny hunts that they couldn't catch or something like that. Like some dude told me he had been resetting for Ho on a real cartridge for like around 8,000 encounters and just couldn't get it. Every time I see stuff like that, I always feel so bad because it's like I have the utility of speed up, and the game still decided to bless me in terms of the encounter number, anyways. And then there's people out there hunting on real cartridges at normal speed that don't get that same luck. All you could do is pray for him, man. Shiny hunting can be either really forgiving or really unforgiving. You never know until you know. Make the best Pokemon team possible, it would be a team full of Arceuses and like an Eternatus. It would be like Mega Mewtwo Y, Mega Mewtwo X, a couple Arceus of different colors, of different typings, sorry. Like Eternamax, Eternatus. Mega Zygarde would probably be on there. I don't know. Something like that. In terms of teams in Heartgold and Soul Silver, though, this is a pretty good team. Like, I feel like it'd be very hard to make a team better than this. Maybe if you had, like, Typhlosion instead of Meganium, but honestly, in terms of type diversity, this game works out pretty well. Like, in terms of making a good team in Heartgold, like, I feel like my team's pretty good. And other than Nidoking, my team is pretty much all Johto native. In terms of Johto teams, I have a pretty good one, I feel like. One of these days, though, I'm not sure when, but one of these days, though, I might come back and try to get Heracross from Headbutt. Although it's really rare and the encounters, I think, take a minute. But Heracross is, I think, probably top 5 favorite Johto Pokemon. I think Sizor is literally my favorite, but I didn't feel like hunting Scyther. I think Scyther is Safari Zone, and that was not something I wanted to put myself through for this run. Well, oh yeah, Gyarados is also Gen 1, but when I get Suicune, it'll be all Johto native. I forgot to clarify. Gyarados is also Gen 1. But when I get Suicune, it'll be all Gen 2 based. Except for Nidoking, of course. Almost at 800 though. Getting up there, getting up there. How much more what? How much more encounters? I'm probably gonna get to 1250. And I'm gonna call it. Why? Cuz? What do you mean cuz? Okay. Clearly I just can't freaking type. There we go. Ah, man. At least it will be cool when I get it. I think we're almost at 1/10 the odds though, so it'll be a little cup of water taken out of the ocean in terms of the encounters. Yes, the encounter number is that's a cropped Google Doc that I'm updating on my phone. And I'm watching YouTube videos on my laptop, and I'm getting encounters on my secondary monitor. That's my entire setup. And a really clicky keyboard, I guess. I don't even think I don't even have a mouse. All my mouses I have are either really old or broken. I have a fucking trackpad. I do need to get a new mouse. Dedication? Yeah, dude. Some of these hunts get really bad. I've gotten lucky on most of them, but they can get really bad, and I have a feeling this is going to be one of them. I've posted all my clips of me getting all the shinies I've gotten so far. So you can check those out if you want. Did it freeze? It didn't matter because it wasn't the shiny, but... Okay, there we go. That took a second. We're about 1/10 of the way toward full odds now, so I guess that counts for something. Does Lumion Legacy have chaining? No. It doesn't have chaining, but it has a pity system where if the odds are 1 in 128 at if you have the shiny charm and if you have boosts on, it's 1 in 128 for any gleaming to show up. And what the pity system does is that you can guarantee it gives you a guaranteed gleaming Lumion after if you've gone 128 encounters and haven't found a single thing. So if you don't get anything in 128 Lumions by encounter 128, you will see something. And it's a 1 in 5 chance that it could be Gamma, which is a 1 in 640 chance. Normally without pity, but with pity it's a 1 in 5. But in order to get pity, you obviously need to do 128 encounters. Same thing applies with the legendaries in that game. There's also roaming pity. Yeah, it is pretty cool. It makes the process a lot more easy, and it makes it a lot more tolerable. Like you can definitely hunt for longer in Lumion Legacy without getting bored because you know that you're going to see things a lot more frequently than in these games. A, but B, you know that you don't have to go longer than 128 encounters for anything. I think if I do go back to Lumion Legacy and I hunt in Lumion Legacy again, which I probably will, I probably still will do videos on Lumion Legacy and hunting in that game. I feel like after this challenge, my brain is gonna be like it's gonna feel so easy, given how hard this is. Sorry, I was just skipping an ad. Yeah, I think more games need to add controller support. I mean, it doesn't affect me because I play on a monitor, but it would definitely help. Definitely help for sure. 870, here we go. Oh man, nothing like spending your afternoon looking at hundreds of the same Pokemon. What's good is that this is the last one we gotta do, and then it's done for good. You can put it to bed. Apparently there is a way to convert these Pokemon into Pokemon Home, despite the fact that they're on an emulator. It's really difficult, but apparently it's possible. I might try to look into that. I just watched a dude fish for a month in the frickin' lake in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire where you can find a Feebas, hoping for a shiny Feebas. Keep in mind, there's 6 specific tiles where it's a 50% chance to find Feebas, and that entire body of water is probably the rarest Pokemon that you can find in that game. He was fishing for a month, and he got, and instead of the 50%, he was like 30,000 encounters in, and he got a freaking shiny Magikarp. 50% chance for a Feebas, it was 35% for Magikarp. He got Magikarp first. Poor guy, bro. Mog me, bro. That dude's unlucky as fuck. Now you have to do that challenge? Yeah, fuck that. I'm good, bro. I will never do a fishing shiny hunt in any of these games. The fishing encounters take forever. Fuck that. Almost at 900 though. Good progress, good progress. Canning? Do you mean chaining? I know what chaining is. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what chaining is. There's versions of chaining in a lot of the Pokemon games. There's the Pokeradar chaining in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. There's Dexnav chaining in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. There's Fish chaining in Pokemon in both X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Just makes your odds go up the more you chain a Pokemon, basically. All those chains work differently though. Alright. Less than 100 so we get to 1,000. What's good, Alex? How we doing? Alex is It's another one of my friends from college, Alex. Don't worry about him. Joke's on you, frauds. This guy's been in like probably my last 30 streams. I think 30, yeah. He already knows that I'm running a sweatshop. I'm kidding. I don't know. Did I see your pictures in Discord? Yes, I did. Yeah, you can soft reset. Yeah, because they changed it so that you can press all the buttons on the Switch and it'll soft reset your game. It's really nice. I do have a Switch, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get Fire Red on it. I have a friend that's been playing Fire Red on the Switch. There's still people out there that probably got Fire Red on the Switch like the day it was announced that you could get it on the Switch, and are probably still hunting for a shiny starter on that game since then. Nice, Nick. Nice. Alright. Drawing closer and closer to 4 digits. Probably so many more thousands to go. $950, 50 away. 50 away from the big 1,000. At 9:60, I'm going to take a little bathroom break. And I will be right back. I'll leave the 960th encounter on screen. I won't look at it, so you guys will see if it's shiny. I won't see it until I come back. Alright. We're gonna take a little break. This will be a 960. I'm gonna mute. I'm not gonna look at it. All right, we're back. Let's continue. Clearly, that's not shiny, so. Let me pull up my counter again. All right, let's go. Fishing guy did not piss in a bucket, bro. Shit's nasty. I may be a shiny hunter, but I'm still a civil and clean human being. I'm not dirty. Alright, 30 left. Until we get to 1,000. I'm still gonna get up to like 1250 though, I think is the number I'm gonna stop at. If we stream again later tonight, we get to 2,000. Would be solid progress on this hunt. Maybe like almost a quarter of the way to odds in just about a day and a bit of streaming, which is not too bad. How much I have to complete the game? That's up to when I get this shiny. Once I get this shiny, I'm just gonna beat the game, which shouldn't take too long. I can probably finish the rest of this game in a stream or two. So once I get this shiny, it won't be much longer. But until then, we're gonna be it's probably gonna be quite a few streams before this thing shows up. Alright, 8 more. What if I skip it by accident? I'm gonna have to do all the resets again. But I'm not going to. I'm confident enough in my ability and my process that I will not skip the shiny. I'm purposely giving it an extra second on screen so that I give myself enough time to process what I'm seeing. It's actually a really common mistake that people make is like they'll just reset as soon as they like look at the Pokemon for like 1 or 2 seconds, which is a really bad habit because you might notice it's shiny within the first 1 or 2 seconds, but your muscle memory kicks in a little later than you think it would, and you're going to reset on it even if you notice it. I'm responding to your... I responded! The delay is probably really bad. I also probably just didn't see it for a bit. I got really locked in because we were almost at 1,000. 999. Alright. Here's the 1,000th one. Number 1,000. And there it goes. We have 4 digits. We're back here. Back to 4 digits. Alright, 10-10. I feel like I'm in a rhythm now. I feel like I'm in a solid rhythm with this hunt. Between mashing through the text, updating the counter at a specific time, resetting. It's boring, but it'll pay off. God willing. After about 4 more encounters, we'll be at 1/8 of the full odds now. We hit 1/10 pretty recently too, so I feel like that went by pretty quick. But Yeah, almost at 1/8 of the full odds. Alright, 1024, that's 1/8 of the way there. Still not guaranteed though if we get to 8192, that's the thing. Dude, the credits music in frickin' Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire is unbeatable, unmatched. Unmatched to any other Pokemon game. That is the best credit scene and music. Pokemon cooked with the Hoenn region. Just in every aspect ever. Pokemon cooked with Kalos. Kalos is good. But in my opinion, I think Hoenn is my favorite. Kalos was the last region I ever played through. And it was good. It was definitely good. I can safely say that none of the Pokemon games were bad after playing through every single region. All of them were very enjoyable. Also, we're less than 200 away now before I call it a stream. The hunting fatigue is starting to set in. I can usually go for a solid 2.5 hours, sometimes 3 hours before I cave. I'm definitely getting there. So, yeah. I think if you had thrown me into this same challenge, and in a theoretical world where I did not know what the odds are, and you told me to do all these hunts, it's a number anywhere between 1 in 500 and 1 in 10,000 to get a shiny Pokemon. I'm not going to tell you what the number is. And you got to get a full team of them. And by the end of the challenge, you got to guess what the odds are. Bro, I'd be thinking it was like 1 in 3,000 at this point. if I was thrown in that theoretical situation, I've gotten very lucky. Suicune, I feel like, is about a Made me feel very differently about that sentiment, but yeah, I don't know, very random, but like I think if I didn't know what the odds were, I don't think you would be able to convince me that it was 1 in 8,000. Given my luck. I don't know. I think I would normally, but it's very difficult for me to get into TV shows. I think I'm so brain rotted by YouTube that like I don't know. I'm not a big TV watcher. Like I can't stay. Like I can watch like there's a few that I can watch that like I get really hooked on. A few animes that I've watched that I get really hooked on, like Demon Slayer, but I don't know. Every time a friend shows me a show, I'll watch a few episodes of it and I'll really like it, and then I just never get back to it. Just like really bad at like sticking with watching TV. I always just freaking watch YouTube or something. Even if it's a show on YouTube. It's like specifically YouTube videos. I don't know. I think I'm just so brain rotted because I used to watch a lot of TV as a kid, but not as much anymore. I think my quality of life would be a lot better though if I watched more TV and less YouTube. 1100, by the way. We got 150 left, and I'm gonna call it. Alright, quadruple ones incoming right now. 1, 1, 1, 1. And there it goes. One thing I can say so far that's positive, at least the encounters are fast. That's about it. It's not quite as fast as a wild encounter, but it's pretty fast. I think my wild encounter pace was like 8 per minute, roughly speaking. I think it was about 8 to 9 per minute. This is about 5, which, I mean, a little slower, but as far as soft resetting goes, can't get too much better than that. $125 left. That one looked different for a split second. Kind of startled me, but I'm just bugging. Been like a couple Suicunes that have gone past the screen where I'm like, for a split second I thought they were shiny for whatever reason. So you know I'm starting to tweak. None of them were shiny. Excuse me. Need a Suicune with absolutely 0 purple on it. That is it. That's it, and then we can beat the game. Best believe I'm going to find a way to convert these into Pokemon Home, because apparently there is actually a way where you can get emulated shinies in Pokemon Home. Although I've heard the process is extremely difficult, but best believe I'm going to try. And if I can, at the very least, I'll have all the YouTube clips, the streams, and the YouTube video that I'm going to make on this to remember these hunts and these Pokemon well. And I'm probably not even going to touch this save file. Like, I think this is just going to, this specific file of Heartgold is just going to forever stick on my computer. And if I ever want to play through these games again, I'll just play through Soul Silver. Just get a Soul Silver ROM. Problem solved. All right, 90 left. Get into the tail end of this stream here. We're nearing the end. Sorry, I'm skipping YouTube ads right now. I hear that my mom just came home. That's lovely. I'll be sure to say hi to her as soon as the stream ends. My nephew's watching SpongeBob downstairs. I can hear the frickin' TV blasting from over here. The Nickelodeon theme song. Alright, 75 left. Do 75 more Suicunes this stream. No more, no less. And that'll be it for right now. Sorry, that was my mom. She was talking to me. Almost at 1200. Getting close. Getting close to the 1200 mark. Nice. I'm ending in about 60 encounters, just so you know, Alex. It sounds good. I think I've only ever had one tamale before. It was good though. Alright, this will be encounter number 1200 for Suicunes. There it goes. 50 left. Last 50. Home stretch. $12, $12. Double 12. 12 plus 12 is 24, meaning we're going to get this in 24 encounters. Definitely not. Definitely not. $25 left. Less than 25 left. Again, at the very least, we're already back to 4 digits. And later, if assuming I stream later tonight, we'll get to 2,000, assuming I do the same exact amount of encounters as I just did. So yeah. $12.50 is the number I'm stopping at. $12.50. So 15 left now. Unless it shines in the next 15 encounters, but that's not going to happen. $100 more, I'm going to do 750 more. Later tonight. So, might as well take a little break. Get on with my day. Please don't spam. Might as well get on with my day. Make some food. I'm probably gonna go to the gym or something. I'll probably be back later tonight. Do another 750. $10 more left. 10 more. Alright, the final 5. Is it going to shine? Almost definitely not. But hey, it would be cool. That's 3 left now. Alright. It's not now. It's not this afternoon. Alright, there it is. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna call it for now. I'm probably gonna be on later tonight doing these hunts. Later tonight doing this hunt. Not these hunts. This hunt. Yeah. Didn't get it yet, but we crossed 1,000. Probably gonna hit 2,000 later today. If I don't get it tonight, which I probably won't, given the odds, I'll be back this weekend to stream this hunt again. We'll probably get to odds by next weekend, assuming I keep up the same pace, I'm pretty sure. I do 750 on Thursday night, and then I do 1,500 across the next 3 days. That is about 5. Actually, no, I wouldn't even hit odds. Never mind. But we'll get close to odds at least by next weekend. So hopefully, you know, it won't take too much longer, but you never know. Yeah, that's about all I've got for you guys this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll probably be on later tonight. Thanks to those who joined. Don't forget to like the stream. And yeah, thanks y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time.